Hello and welcome to the UICC special edition of the virtual dialogues to celebrate our community, collaboration, and leadership. My name is Muriel and I'm the Senior Manager for Membership, joining you here from the UICC offices in Geneva.
Hi, Muriel, from wherever you're connecting. I'm Alessandro. I'm the Senior Manager in the Capacity Building team from UICC, also from here in Geneva. It's great to see you all here joining us for this celebration.
Absolutely, and thank you so much for sharing all these wonderful pictures of all your work throughout the year. I also invite participants to share your name, organization, and tell us where you're from in the chat box. And to those of you that have dressed up for the occasion, thank you so much, especially Alessandro.
Oh, I will never miss the opportunity to wear my bow tie. It's a celebration in the end.
And it looks great. In fact, it has been a year filled with many changes for UICC, but also for you, our members and partners. We're very thankful for all the commitment, and many of you have participated actively in our virtual activities that we launched this year. We try our best to still continue to provide platforms for you to exchange, share knowledge, access expert as well, and also to come together as a community. For this special edition, we have something quite different in mind than the virtual dialogues, since we felt it was important to come together and reflect on this year.
Yes.
So yes, as it's been a challenging year for everyone.
It has been a challenging year indeed, Muriel, and we certainly don't want to downplay the hardship that many have had to go through this year. But we thought it's important also to focus on the positive sides, to have a little celebration, and possibly to focus on the resilience of our members, of our partners, of the whole cancer community, and all the qualities that allowed us to face the challenges that we've had this year. And talking about the qualities and the strength that the cancer community has shown this year, maybe we'll run a little poll to start engaging the audience in this celebration. So what we'd like to know, it's obviously we've all had to adapt this year. We all have to learn new skills to manage, to juggle various things at the same time. So what we'd like to know is what was the quality that you probably developed this year that helped you the most during 2020 and during the challenges that we've had. So here's a little poll. And these are some of the sorts of quality that from conversation with our colleagues and with members, it's also been mentioned that have helped professionals in their professional lives, but also in their private life to face this year's challenge. So Muriel, as we wait for the response, what was the quality that you could draw when things get tough?
I'd say for us, it would be primarily flexibility, a lot of flexibility. And also as a mother, the ability to multitask, as there are, many of us have had to juggle work, life, and taking care of our children.
Well,
how about you?
I'm sure that resonates with many of our members. And but what about me? I think for me it's been very important self-care, caring about oneself in terms of making sure I take time off and ensure I take good care of my mental wellness, so to speak, because it's been a very stressful year and sometimes you don't want to overdo it. So let's see. I think almost everybody is sort of given an answer. Maybe we could, there's still a few people voting, but just giving another second and two, and then we can share a little bit what the results are. There you go. Going to end the polling now. So what we got here, it seems that flexibility was certainly one of the quality that came up strong, but there's a lot in there. And sense of humor also didn't fare that badly. I think it's very important to have some sense of humor, again, without undermining the challenges of this year, but one needs to also have a sense of perspective.
Absolutely, and I think this also reflects what we've seen from our membership, from the members' dialogues. Many of our members were so innovative in adapting their work. A lot of patient groups were able to reach the patients differently. And also a lot of different members got together, although they were working on different areas of work, got together and also made sure that they could better serve patients. So I think it's a very good reflection of what we've seen throughout the year.
Fantastic. Well, that seems to lead us quite well on to the next step. Muriel, so what's in store for us today?
So for today, we'll begin with the presentation of the Young Leaders Program, followed by the awards ceremony, and finally, we'll have a chance to meet our board of directors that just joined UICC. Alessandro, how about you kickstart with telling us a bit more about the Young Leaders Program?
Well, okay, thank you very much, Muriel. So obviously the Young Leaders Program, it's something that we've been running for a few years, and also thanks to Roche's support, we've now have a growing community of emerging leaders, about 40 plus have been through the program and are now part of the Young Leader Alumni Network. The program itself, it's serves us to support emerging cancer professionals through international engagement, participation in events like the World Cancer Congress and the World Cancer Leaders Summit, through learning and collaboration opportunities, and through access to individual support within UICC. However, as many other programs, this year also the Young Leaders Program was severely disrupted. You can see here the cohort of young leaders in 2019-2020. But unfortunately, they could not benefit of the full range of opportunities that we've had in other years. The World Cancer Congress was canceled, so they didn't have the chance to culminate the program at such high-level event and meet in person. And international travel was practically impossible, so they could not benefit from that sort of support when we funded travel for the young leaders to visit peers, to go and visit other cancer institutions. Nonetheless, this cohort demonstrated, like many in the cancer community, to be extremely resilient. They were able to form a bond, a very strong bond, may I say so, even though they only met in person once at the World Cancer Leaders Summit in Kazakhstan in October 2019, which seems now another word, not just 1 year ago. So we would like to give them an opportunity to celebrate their resilience and their work throughout this challenging year. So you just see this, hopefully many of them have joined us today. Ishtar from Fundación Aladina in Spain, Ahmed from the Asyut University in Egypt, Florence from the Cameroon Baptist Conventional Center in Cameroon, Murali from the National Cancer Society in Malaysia, Kingsley from the University of Washington in the US, Omolola Salako from Sebechli Cancer Center in Nigeria, Felipe Reutberg, currently working as an advisor at the World Health Organization here in Geneva, and Alexander, I think just recently ended up working as an advisor at the Ministry of Health in Romania. And I think they have prepared a surprise for all of us, the young leaders. I think they have prepared a nice video.
Hi, my name is Ishtar Espejo and I'm a member of the Young Leaders. The pandemic has turned 2020 into our hardest year yet. However, cancer does not wait, and we've had to innovate, adapt, and work harder than ever to be able to continue our efforts in cancer control. The Young Leaders program has worked alongside each one of us, providing support, networking opportunities, and amplifying the scope of our work. In my case, it has allowed us to form collaborations with other member institutions and to help many children with cancer worldwide. Thank you, UICC, for giving me the opportunity to be a part of this wonderful program, of which I am really extremely proud to be a member. And thank you to my colleagues for being such a wonderful team. I have no doubt that cancer control is in good hands in the future. Thank you.
Good day. My name is Dr. Murali, and I'm with the National Cancer Society of Malaysia, as well as one of the members of the Young Leaders 2019-2020 cohort. The entire shape and form of the Young Leaders program has been tremendously changed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. However, despite this, the transformed program that has been delivered has continued to inspire us through the leadership of the UICC as well as guide us in multiple ways to help us, the organizations that we work with, as well as the countries that we serve in, to transform and deal with providing better, sustainable cancer care during and perhaps after this pandemic. Thank you, UICC, for this wonderful opportunity.
Hello everyone, my name is Manju Florence and I am a nurse working with the Cameroon Baptist Convention Health Services. I'm also one of the UICC Young Leaders for 2019-2020. It has been a great privilege for me to be part of this team, a great team that we have been working together for the past 1 year. The year 2020 has really not been an easy one, but we want to appreciate God that despite all the support we've had from the UICC team and even the UICC Young Leaders team, we've been able to do work in our different areas and in our different countries. We want to appreciate them so much for this because despite all, we were able to continue with cancer care and to see that many people get prevented from this disease. Thank you so much.
Hi everybody, I'm Ahmed Hifnawi. I'm a gynecologic oncologist from Asyut University, Egypt. It has been a tough year since COVID-19, but leadership stems from adaptability. The UICC Young Leaders program has empowered us to adapt clinical services, research, and education to the new normal.
Hello, I'm Omolola Salako, clinical oncologist from Nigeria and CEO Shebekli Cancer Care. It's been an absolute pleasure being part of the 2019 cohort of UICC Young Leaders. This program brought new friends, leadership insight, professional development, and many opportunities. I had a great time engaging the UICC Young Leaders alumni, other peer leaders, and the larger community. As a UICC Ceo Award finalist, I look forward to the ceremony and engaging with other global cancer leaders. Thank you to everyone who made this possible, and I say a super big thank you to UICC. Thank you.
I want to say a big thank you to the Union for International Cancer Control for selecting me to be one of the 2019-2020 Young Leaders. It's been an awesome experience and it's been an honor to be in this role. Cancer is an increasing public health challenge, especially disproportionately affecting low and middle income countries. And I believe that this platform would accelerate the work that is ongoing to reduce this gap. And I'm looking forward to continue to work with UICC, other young leaders at UICC, the board members and the wider UICC community to making this happen. Together we will win the fight against cancer. Thank you so much.
Hello, my name is Alexandra Damat. I have been working on shaping health and cancer policy for over 10 years. This year I took another step on the path toward becoming a better advocate for cancer prevention and control, thanks to the UICC Young Leaders program. I am extremely grateful for this opportunity. Being part of the UICC community has opened up a world of opportunities, exposed me to invaluable resources, not to mention the priceless friendships I have developed. UICC creates the space for participation and dialogue, key ingredients for leadership. 2020 was not only an instrumental year for my learning journey, but also in the journey of the European Union towards defining a plan to end cancer as we know it. We have been promised that the Europe's Beating Cancer Plan will have a strong focus on tobacco control, and I am proud to have contributed to this ambition target through my activities in Romania and at European level. And I will continue to get involved in advocating for better cancer control and care moving forward. Unfortunately, 2020 was also the year of the most destructive health crisis the world has seen in more than a century, the COVID-19 pandemic. Any plans to reform cancer care were set back, cancer services were disrupted, cancer patients and their families under stress. The crisis also forced me, like most people, to adjust my plans. However, I aim to use the pandemic as a catalyst to create a better future for cancer patients, and I'm happy I will always have UICC and my fellow young leaders by my side. Thank you.
We, the young leaders of the UICC 1920 cohort, would like to thank everyone for this wonderful experience.
First and foremost, the members of the UICC who selected us to be a part of this program.
Our home countries and organizations who continue to provide us with the opportunity to do the important work that we do each day.
We will continue and strongly support and be an integral part of the UICC family.
And we will come together hand in hand to support every individual and every institution around the world that are committed to overcoming cancer.
Thank you, UICC.
Welcome back, and great video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. And thank you for your very inspiring messages to all the young leaders that joined us in the past 2 years. Young leaders have already led their organizations to collaborate with other UICC members, and we're confident that they will continue their engagement as UICC ambassadors. Well, this brings us to the moment you've all been waiting for, the awards ceremony. The awards were first introduced at the 2018 World Cancer Congress in Kuala Lumpur to recognize outstanding achievements and innovative practices from across the UICC membership. Because in order to achieve our collective goals, we need to learn from our remarkable leaders and inspire others. Since some of the categories were linked to the Congress, we've decided to open 2 categories for this year: the Best CEO Award and the Best World Cancer Day Spirit Award.
Thank you for the capture. I love those drums. And thanks, Muriel. Indeed. So we have now starting with the Best CEO Award. So the CEO Award, let me just say a few words and to keep the suspense going a little longer. The CEO Award is linked to UICC Leadership Development Workstream, which is something that we've been doing within the capacity building team, at least since 2016. Thanks also to support from MSD, who also support the 2020 CEO Award. The leadership development includes a CEO program a CEO program stream where we support CEOs and we run dedicated events at the World Cancer Congress, as well as workshop at the World Cancer Leader Summit. And as all other programs, also the CEO program was adapted in 2020, and we did run a number of virtual dialogues focusing on leadership. But what we're here today for is the CEO Award. So we have 3 finalists that we're going to introduce before hearing who the winner is. So the first finalist is Aras Ahmadian, the CEO of MAHAC, the Society to Support Children Suffering from Cancer in Iran. He's been CEO since 2009. And could you believe it? He started in the organization as a volunteer in 1996. Aras is a dedicated and resilient administrator with a passion for strategic management.
And the second finalist is Sancha Aranda, a global cancer leader with a career of over 40 years and one of Australia's most respected cancer control experts. Sancha has held many high-profile governance roles, not only as UICC president, but also heading the Cancer Council Australia and Cancer Australia.
And the third and final finalist is Omolola Salako, who, apart from being a young leader, as you just recently seen, is also the executive director of Sebeshli Cancer Center. She's a clinical oncologist, a social entrepreneur, and a digital health innovator. And she's driven by her ambition to leverage technology and artificial intelligence to advance cancer care in Africa. So these are the 3 finalists. Isn't this an impossible choice, Muriel?
I agree. I mean, with such a diverse range of candidates, all extraordinary in their own context and even globally.
Yeah. So, well, indeed, Muriel, but a choice had to be made. In fact, our panel of judges, which comprised a previous winner of the CEO Award in 2018, a member of the UICC board, and our own CEO, Kerry Adams, carried out video interviews with each of the finalists, and then had to come up with a winner. And obviously they use criteria such as impact, resilience, innovation and creativity, collaborative approach, and inspiration for others. However, before we move on, I would say, and they agreed, it was a very difficult choice, and they really think that all three candidates were deserved winners. So regardless of who will ultimately get the award, I think our applause we go to all three as exemplary leaders in cancer control.
And to announce the winner, we have a message from the Best CEO Award winner, Pat Garcia Gonzalez from the Max Foundation, who is one of the three judges as well. Pat has dedicated her life providing access to treatment and support around the world. She was joined by many, many supporters in Kuala Lumpur, many of which are also UICC members. Pat could not be here, unfortunately, as it's around 3 a.m., I believe, where she is, but she sent us a video to announce the winner.
Absolutely, so thanks. I'm gonna quickly share my screen so I can share the video from Pat. Bear with me a second, so I'll make sure that you can see. Can anybody give me thumbs up if you can see the video with Pat in? Okay, I'm gonna go full screen and don't wanna ruin this and all the suspense. Gonna go full screen. Making sure I'm sharing my audio. I'm not doing it on purpose. And I'm now pressing play.
I am grateful for the opportunity I had this year to be part of the selection committee for the UICC CEO of the Year Award. It gave me the chance to meet three outstanding individuals, each of them deserving in their own right. Alas, we had to choose one, and I'm super excited to announce the winner of the UICC CEO of the Year, a passionate, innovative thinker, a leader who has overcome many challenges, always looking for what their constituents need, and someone who is forward-thinking and agile in their responses to external challenges, and who inspires their team to do their best every day. Someone who represents the future. And the winner of the 2020 UICC CEO Award is Omolola Salako. Congratulations, Omolola. You really deserve it, and you inspire me with your passion and your creative work. I really hope to meet you in person soon. Enjoy the award.
Congratulations, 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 Omolola. Just showing there is an actual award, an actual trophy you will receive in due time. And now, well, I'd like to invite you to take the virtual floor, possibly. The floor is yours. I think you're still muted. Must be the emotion.
Okay. Hello, everyone. It's just, I am so excited. I've lost my, I am so excited, and for so many reasons. First of all, to be nominated as a finalist on this prestigious award, to be by the side of Sancha and Mahak Charity from Iran. I was just blown away. And I am so grateful to UICC for the many opportunities I have received. Even though the UICC Young Leaders was disrupted, it was for a good cause, because it allowed us as leaders to quickly respond with limited resources, with to respond, to continue to be with our patients. And my story really is, in 2003, my sister was diagnosed with advanced kidney cancer, and 3 months after, we were lowering her coffin to Mother Earth. And that for me was a life-changing experience. It was a bad experience, but I was able to convert it to something hopeful that now outlives me. And really, my experience caring for my sister defined my passion and my mission. My career mission has become the rhythm to my profession. And really, I live to serve people impacted by cancer. And at the heart of what I do is removing fear from the equation and demystifying cancer care. In the past, and even today, we can approximate that there are millions of scientists, advocates, healthcare professionals, institutions around the world who are creating solutions to solve the mystery called cancer, to solve the complex problems that come with cancer. And just like me, there are many people out there who want a better, healthier, safer world. My focus today will not be on established change makers like all of us listening, because we already have the ability to self-motivate and to lead a vision against all odds, against the COVID pandemic. It didn't stop us. We only thought of better ways to serve our constituents. Many of us here, over and over again, find it easy to step out of our comfort zone, to take on dreams and causes bigger than ourselves. And for me, even though my sister's death was what sparked my journey to serve, there are many change makers out there who want to serve and they do not know how to go about it. 15 years ago, I sat with 2 innovators, 2 leaders who helped me to shape my journey today. One was Professor JTK Duncan. The second was late Dr. Kofo Orija. In my very early days of saying I want to change the world, they were there for me. I was confused at that point, but they took me from a point of confusion to clarity. And so today I'm going to focus on prospective change makers, the next generation of cancer leaders who are near and far from us. All of us listening, we all have someone who is looking up to us, who is working with us. They come as volunteers, students, interns, employees, vendors, patients, survivors, and random LinkedIn connections. These prospective change makers or potential cancer leaders have ideas, vision that they want to play with. They want to birth new organizations. They may know what they want to do. They may know their role. They may know they want to play an active role for a short term or a long term in the cancer space, but they're not sure how to pursue them. And sometimes they need our help as established change makers. They tend to reach out to us for guidance, and you can hear or feel their passion as they share their ideas. They are out there, and it is our duty to discover them. I think the call to action is, how can we discover more innovators, more social entrepreneurs? How can we birth the future from today? As we work so hard in our different spheres of cancer control, we as global cancer leaders must be at the forefront of enabling and inspiring healthcare innovators, social entrepreneurs, dreamers to create more solutions. We must show emerging leaders how to connect the dots. Like 15 years ago, I had 2 leaders who helped connect the dots. And today, I am so privileged to receive this prestigious award, not because I set out to win an award 15 years ago. I just decided to do something good, and I had leaders who showed me the way, just by 10 minutes phone call, 1 hour internship, providing us advice, connecting me to people who could help me advance my mission. And I challenge all of us here to do the same. I know we already are doing it, but at a time like this, we need to triple that effort. The The UICC Young Leader Program is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. This program brings diverse, ambitious like minds together. It brokers their talent and lines a new path that was once not available. We must be very deliberate in scouting for this talent. Finally, as global cancer leaders, we must continue to do the great work across the cancer control spectrum, from prevention, early diagnosis, through palliative care. At the same time, we must build people and help them discover their potential, whether it be in innovation, science, tech, research, storytelling. It is upon us to scout for future problem solvers, CEOs, innovators. The world needs more change makers, and we must help them step out to lead. Thank you very much, UICC, for this award. I'm grateful, and I also congratulate other finalists. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Congratulations again, and thank you for sharing this wonderful story on how your leaders have inspired you as well. I'd now like to invite two other young leaders to ask questions. Ishtar Murali, I think you are here as well. Please raise your hand and unmute.
Hi. Hello.
Hi, Murali. Great to see you.
Hi.
The floor
Hi,
is
everyone. Murali, do you want to go first or shall I?
Ladies first, of course.
Wonderful. Well, hi, everyone. It's wonderful to be here. It would have been even more amazing had it been able to see all of you in person, but alas, circumstances have made us be more flexible and adaptable. And hopefully we have all kept our sense of humor, as the survey showed. So, Omolola, it is such a great pleasure to be able to ask you this question. Congratulations, you are an inspiration. And I wanted to ask you, well, first share this quote, which I think is quite relevant, which is the ultimate measure of man is not where he stands in moments of comfort, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. I feel that 2020 has definitely been a challenging year for all of us, and especially for the cancer control community. And your speech right now was very inspiring, and I absolutely agree. So to go a step further, for the cancer control community and also for the next generation of cancer leaders, could you share 1, 2, or 3 great points of advice that have shaped you into the great leader that you are right now?
Thank you, Ishtar. And the first would be the power of people. I believe working in a setting with limited resources, you have to leverage on the talent of your workforce. Charity begins from home. So the first person, when I say the power of people, is you. And that means taking care of yourself, being conscious, being self-aware, knowing where your strengths are, and then playing on that strength. Then you move a second step and look at your people. Where are their strengths and how can you help them leverage that? Because sometimes people have strengths and they don't know it, and they tend to focus their energy on their weaknesses, trying to improve on it. If you want to amplify your organization, you have to build the strength of your team. And I'll give an example. We launched the first mobile cancer app last month, and was really to help more cancer patients access doctors, cancer specialist survivors from a mobile phone. And it's called Oncopadi. But that was not the plan at the beginning of the pandemic. But when we saw the pandemic, it was my responsibility as the leader to call the team, checking on them. Are you okay? And do you think we should change our vision for the year to go online and dominate the online cancer space? And that was a call to action. The entire team understood. So I would say the power of people. If you want to amplify your efforts, you take care of yourself. So as a leader, you can think properly and then leverage on the power and ideas of your team. And of course, Another step further is the external people around, your donors, your funders, other collaborating organizations. So the first thing I would say is really the power of people. I would say as leaders, we should invest some more time leveraging the strengths of our team, training them so they can they can become bigger and have more talent than even the leaders who lead them. The second thing I would say is telling the story. You just don't get tired of telling the story. I'm a doctor by background, I'm an oncologist, and I'm not a great storyteller, but over the last 2 years, I have invested in telling the stories. And that's because if you do not say these things, people will not know about these things. So I would say those two things, the power of people starting with yourself, and secondly, telling great stories.
Wonderful advice. Thank you so much, Lola.
Thanks, Ishtar.
Ishtar. Murali, could you please unmute?
Lola, I'm so excited and really very, 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 very happy. So proud of you as well. For those who, haven't quite figured it out, this is the time for us to trumpet that we're all on the same young leaders cohort. So really, it's a very, very proud moment for all of us. So really, we're all basking in your success as well. Lola, really, I think one important question to kind of ask you is whether, every day there are ups and downs. There are days that you get up and you feel so down. I don't want to even get up today. But as a leader, what is that one driving motivation that gets you up every day and gets you to face this in the world? And what can you tell us, how do we continue to motivate ourselves so that we can help motivate others, especially at this time?
So I think that question, and it's back to the why. Why am I doing this? Yes, I did lose my sister many years ago to cancer, but that experience made me see the problems cancer patients face. And I have a very clear career vision statement, which is I am committed to removing the fear from the equation and demystifying cancer care. So every time I wake up and I have those weak moments, which come frequently, as leaders, we know this, I go back to my why. Why am I doing this? It's beyond me now. It's no more my story. It's no more about my sister's death. It's about the people I serve. I call them my constituents. It's just linked to my why. And in doing this work, one of my strengths is I'm able to attract people who want to do good work in the cancer space. So they come as interns, employees, team members, co-founders. It's no more my why because I'm able to translate my vision to them, and it's now also their why. So on days where I feel down, I'm leaning or borrowing energy from my team members and other stakeholders on their why, and we have a synergy. So sometimes it's not my ability to get up and face it. It's also about borrowed energy, if I may use that word. And I noticed that happened a lot this year. Sometimes I'll call my team members and I want to say, you know what, it's getting too much. We're overwhelmed. But some team members are pumped and they're like, let's go, we can do it, we can dominate. So it's about the team internally in your organization and your circle outside. You don't need everyone, and that's one mistake people make. You don't need to have everyone being on the same page outside of your community. You just need to identify the people you will collaborate with, the people you are aligned with in terms of vision, work ethics, and people you can see the future with. And I think that's a call to action for us as leaders. 2021 is around the corner. We do collaborate in our various capacities, but how can we better collaborate? Who are the 3 or 6 cancer NGOs, institutions we are going to work with in 2021, 2025 to dominate something and change something for good? So I would say we do have to create a support network for us as leaders because it's really lonely. And when we are tired or overwhelmed, we can lean on such networks and they would just sort of pump you up and get the ball rolling while you are taking a break or a short rest.
Thank you so much, Lola. I'm going to be borrowing off this energy for the next couple of months at least. It'll get me past 2021. Thank you so much and congratulations again.
Thank you, Hamad.
Again, Omolola, that was very inspiring hearing from you, and thanks for the question. We're running a little behind, but we couldn't stop there. We had to hear it. And let me, as well as congratulating Omolola for her inspiring win, I also like to congratulate Sancha and Aras, who are two equally worthy winners. And for us, they also are winners. I think amazing leaders. We are very fortunate to have this caliber of leaders in the cancer community. And I think this is the energy that Omolola was saying, this community of leaders can really make change happen. So maybe we move on to the next award. What do you think, Muriel?
Good idea. The World Cancer Day Spirit Award will recognize an organization who has demonstrated a collaborative spirit in their World Cancer Day activities. Every year, we are so impressed at how our members have reached their local communities and organized events and joined us in our collective impact. Our 2020 finalists selected organizations that really stood out because of the areas of innovative, impactful, as well as sustainable partnerships.
And today we have one of the judges as well as the winner of the World Cancer Day Spirit Award in 2018, who's actually here with us. So we'll be able to introduce the finalists and declare the winner. So I'd like to invite Runsi Chidebi, who's the Executive Director of Project Pink Blue in Nigeria, which is a community cancer organization that works to raise awareness around cancer and provide free screening. And as it happens, he is also part of the Young Leaders Alumni Network. Runsi, really great to see you. The floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Muriel, and also thank you very much, Alessandra. And good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. I'm so happy to be with you all today to present the 5 finalists of the World Cancer Day Spirit Award. The World Cancer Day Spirit Award recognizes member organizations who shows a rich spirit of collaboration and partnership as part of the World Cancer Day activities. This award carries even more significance this year, as we have seen the ability and will to work together has helped us so much and will continue to help us through this pandemic. Now, let me bring you the 5 finalists. The first is International Cancer Institute from Kenya. Secondly, MAHAC, the Society for Support for Children Suffering with Cancer from Iran. PASACAF, the Cyprus Association of Cancer Patients and Friends from Cyprus. And then the 4th is Run for Cure Africa from Nigeria. And the 5th is Singapore Cancer Society. So right now, I am so pleased to announce the 2020 World Cancer Day Spirit Award winner. The winner is Mahak from Iran. Mahak. Yeah, Mahak's out-of-the-box thinking helped to deliver a wide-reaching campaign where partnerships and collaboration played a critical role. Through engaging new and existing partners, including the capital city businesses, schools, international partners, and high-profile celebrities, Mahak's campaign showed strong evolution and growth to reach thousands of people and to raise awareness of childhood cancer to the people of Iran. Congratulations to Mahak. And I'll pass this over again to Muriel and Alessandra.
Thank you, Ransi.
Thank you, Ransi. And congratulations to Mahak. Here's the trophy. And I think we have Aras Bakhmadian. Obviously, you've heard of him, the CEO, and I think he's here with us. Now, please, Aras, the floor is yours.
Thanks. It's my pleasure. Thanks from UICC. And before that, congratulations to Omolola. Thank you for this good selection. And I think young leaders of UICC are the next generation of CEOs in the cancer control programs in all the world. And about MAHAC, it's our pleasure, and I'm very happy for my colleagues work hardly, hand by hand, for this challenge and for this change.
I think there might be a little disruption. I know that the connection to Zoom from Iran can be at times difficult. Aras, but you still with us?
Okay. Yes, I want to use this chance and this opportunity to announce one of the bad news about the childhood cancer treatment in Iran, not for COVID-19, for embargo, because near 3 years we are under the hardest embargo in the world, and it affected the treatment of our children. And I want to say our children need help in any situation. And it's, again, thanks for your selection. My colleagues worked hardly hand by hand for this challenge and changing the approach to treatment of patients with cancer.
Unfortunately, the connections. We have you back, Aras, I think now.
I have a short brief about MAHAC. MAHAC, the Society to Support Children Suffering from Cancer, established in 1991. Please, the next slide. Our activities in Iran formed in 3 dimensions: support children with cancer in near 39 governmental and university and now actively near 18,000 children with cancer are under support of MAHAC, and near 20,000 are under treatment of MAHAC at now. MAHAC is non-governmental and non-political organization, and all of our budget comes from public donation. We don't have any governmental budget and any business activities. The next slide, please. In this organization, near 600 volunteers and 1,000 payroll staff running this organization, and our income comes from public donation. But after COVID-19, our traditional ways for gathering donation traditional ways to digital ways, and based on activities of my colleagues, don't have any challenges for our resources. But for treatment, as I said before, COVID-19 is not the first problem of MEHAC. Now, embargo is the first problem of MEHAC. We have under limitation of pharmaceuticals and many needs of our children in these days. And please, the next. Please, the next slide. And in this short brief, after all things, I want to say we named our organization Love Factory. Love Factory, because love is the spirit of this organization and the engine of this organization, and its factory because it must work 7/24, day by day and hour by hour, because near 20,000 children with cancer across the Iran and many refugees children from Afghanistan and Iraq are under support and under treatment of MEHAC. Besides these activities, MEHAC running the high specialized hospital in Iran with 100 beds, and it means we're running near 20% of childhood cancer beds in Iran. And beside them, we have one research center for research about childhood cancer, a national and international program with some organizations like St. Jude Hospital or Gustave Roussy hospitals in France and other research centers across the world. And again, thanks for the selection. And I congratulate to my colleagues and our volunteers. Thanks. And the next slide is our contact. And please contact with us. And we need this chance for exchange our experience with you and hearing from you, for learning more about cancer, especially about childhood cancer. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Aras, and congratulations again to you as well as our 5 finalists. I'd now like to invite Florence, another young leader, to ask a question to the winner. Florence?
Thank you so much, Morali, for this opportunity. And I want to congratulate Mahab for this great work that they have done. Indeed, when I listened to you and haven't read from what maybe your report, it was really great. And I say congratulations to you and your team. And I equally want to congratulate the other organizations that stood the test of time during this World Cancer Day. Maybe just asking you one question. I really want to know, how did you get to involve all the influential people, the celebrities? I see a
Excuse me, we have interrupted internet.
Probably I might just follow up on Florence. I might have had a problem with their connection, but if I grasped it well, I think she was asking, how did you, she was referring to the campaign, the World Cancer Day campaign that actually won the award. And how did you manage to get together so many celebrities to support the campaign, so many stakeholders? How did you were able to bring in so different collaborators from different sectors? What was the secret?
Alessandro, as you said in the first part of this program, I taught strategy. And strategically, you as a non-governmental organization need brand and brand equity. When you could make a brand for your organization, many celebrities attract to your brand because they need the other people see them and they come to your brand and beside your brand and in association of your brand support you. It's a very, very important for the organization, for non-governmental organization now. Brand equity is very important. for many parts of the society. In Iran, we have many organizations for cancer control, and the situation of Mahak is different from the others because my colleagues work very hard for making a promise to our society. And our promise is adopted with the expectation of the society. For this reason, brand equity of Mahak increase year by year, and many politicians, many celebrities are under the umbrella of this brand. It's our secret.
Thank you, Aras. I can't certainly think of any better brand than the Love Factory that you just mentioned before. Everybody will be associated with that. And I think there was another young leader, Ahmed. Would you like to ask a question?
Hi, everybody. It's a good day to be here. And first of all, I would like to congratulate all the World Cancer Day Spirit Award finalists on their all amazing effort, and to Arasab and Mahak charity for a great campaign. The report was absolutely amazing. Treat all the great work that you have done over the past years. Actually, I have a question about collaboration and innovation. So I noticed that you collaborated nationally with schools and with your international partners like Association Nagvelvi and the Turkish Embassy and Tbilisi in creating origami exhibitions. So what inspired you to use origami as a part of your campaigns?
Yes, thank you, Ahmed. When you're running a big organization with near 1,000 payroll staff and near 600 volunteers, you need a strategy. And one of the part of strategy of Mahak is communication plan from strategy program. Based on this communication plan, we detect all of our partners, and we have a program for our partners, for children, for university students, for politicians, for celebrities, and for our same organization across the world. And about the origami. Origami is innovation of my colleagues in public relations and international relations department. And many volunteers come to this organization and make these origamis. And it's good news for me. You received our origamis and you have a good sense about it. In fact, origami is the symbol of hope on the philosophy of our country and the East countries, yeah. And we select the origami based on this fact. And I have one message for our same organization. In this moment and in the situation of the world, we need your help for stop embargo, especially for patients, especially for children from cancer. We need it, and I detect this capacity in UICC as a big organization and a big capacity from our organization. You know about the cancer, you know about the child cancer, and in this embargo, we don't have any pharmaceuticals for our children. We have bring our, it's not enough. And we need to say no to embargo against patients. Please help us to help them. Thank you. For hope.
Thank you, Aras. Thank you for this heartfelt call, and we really appreciate the challenges you're working in, and makes your achievements and your work again even more admirable. So congratulations again, and we hope that, again, as you said, the symbol of hope that the origami has, that the cancer community can work through frontiers and to make sure that cancer patients have access to the best possible treatment anywhere in the world. Thanks again for all those inspiring work. So, and again, congratulations for your award today.
And it's great to see so many messages of support in the chat. So thank you so much for sharing your thoughts directly in the chat. We encourage you to learn more about the award winners as well as the finalists. So do let us know if you wish to connect with them. We'd be happy to introduce you separately. Another important event that took place last September is the General Assembly. And I'd like to welcome the new board of directors that have been selected to guide us for the next 2 years. You can see them in the slide that will be shared right now. So for those of you that are present, please do wave your hand. I saw Cristiana is here from Portugal, Jeff Dunn, and Anil. Feel free to put a message as well in the chat box.
I think you must have your papers close to the microphone. I can hear some just real.
Oh, okay, sorry. Can you hear me now?
That's better.
Okay, great. So as you can see in our map, we have representatives across regions. So we thank you for joining us and also for helping guide UICC in the next few years. Alessandro, I think Anil is now online as well. Anil, are you here?
Yes, because Anil is here as well, because if you see the next slides, as well as our board members, this is also the year where Anil became from president-elect to fully take his role as president for the 2020-2022 term. And also we had a new president-elect of the General Assembly. It was Jeff Dunn, become president-elect from the same period. So Jeff Dunn is a behavioral scientist and currently the CEO of the Prostate Cancer Foundation of Australia. So big congratulations and welcome to all. But I'd like possibly to invite Anil to take the floor. I can see you probably is coming from the theater. So thanks for taking the time in your busy schedule to come and speak to our members. So this floor is yours.
Thanks, Alessandro. Am I heard? Am I audible? Can I see the thumbs up, please?
Yes, we can.
Okay, great. Firstly, I must apologize for my attire, Alessandro. You've highlighted that. I feel a little shabby looking at you all dapper in your bow suit. Muriel as if she's just walked out of the salon, and my dear friend Jeff, I saw him, must be late in the night there. He looks pretty good for someone who's been up so late in the night. But yes, I was in the operating room, scrubbed up. I just de-scrubbed for this important event, celebrating community, collaboration, and leadership. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening to each one of you all. This seems to be the common greeting these days at most events that we do. Who would have thought in their wildest dreams a year ago that we would be having an important meeting like this virtually in different time zones and from the comfort of our homes and offices? But then life is full of surprises. We are now grappling to come to terms with both cancer and corona. As if it was not enough, we were just coming to terms with cancer, and now we have the corona pandemic on our hand, and both two diseases that we continue to learn about. But I'm optimistic. Science is well evolved, and we will bring in checks and treatments for the virus of corona, and then we get back to our usual battle against the big C, that is cancer. That's why we are all here today. Honestly, Muriel, when she asked me to say a few words, she said you have to give an inspiring speech, and I think that's how she listed it as well in the program. But I think whatever I say today will just pale in front of the inspiration that I've seen from the start of this program. The inspiring work of Omala, I mean, she spoke so wonderfully. The work of Mahak, our winner today for the World Cancer Spirit Day Award, the CEOs that are nominated, the work that they do, and most importantly, the young leaders. I mean, the ones that spoke, the five, six of them, they were just so inspiring. I mean, I'm just thinking what Omala said. She got inspiration from a personal event in her life. And then someone asked, I think Murli asked her, how do you get up in the morning and get inspired to work? And she said, I borrow energy from my entire team. I mean, it's truly inspirational. And that kind of team spirit will take us a long way in our fight against cancer. I want to start by congratulating the winners today. Winners of the World Cancer Spirit Day Award, Arsab and Mehak. It's so inspiring to have an organization nominated and win the award, and the CEO also nominated for the CEO of the Year award. I congratulate Omala for the CEO of the Year award. It's really heartening to see you win against such stiff competition. And I know the wonderful work that Sanchia does. I mean, I've been close to her over practically the last decade. So for you to pip her to the post, if I can say, that is truly worth congratulations. God bless you for the wonderful work that you do. It's unfortunate then that we just have one award. We recognize all the people that have been nominated, the organizations that have been nominated. I sometimes hope that we could have given more awards. Last year, I was on the selection committee for the CEO of the Year award, and I know how difficult it is to make a choice. I want to congratulate the young leaders. It's you that will make the difference. And it was so awesome to see the effervescence and the kind of moves we all guys were doing to each other. I mean, that's the enthusiasm that we need in our fight against cancer. As I grew up as a young oncologist, a surgeon, it's very gratifying to treat patients successfully. You'll have a success story time and again, and it's very gratifying to come out of the operating rooms and have done a good surgery. But then wisdom dawns on you as you get older. And when you treat patients, you treat and touch the life of just the patient that you're treating. But if you're in cancer control, you're in organizations like the ones y'all are in, or in the UICC, the impact you can have goes beyond that one patient that you treat. I mean, it touches the life of so many. You are there to make changes in policy. You're there to support patients within your space. You help prevent cancers and benefit so many others by treatment. And I must say, the decade-long association that I've had with UICC actively, I've been part of the UICC from the early 90s, but the last 6 years as a board member, 2 years as a president-elect, and then 2 years as the president has really been very meaningful. I must tell those of you all who are not part of the board, the young leaders, other organizations who have tuned in here, we work as a family, and it's greatly satisfying to be part of the UICC. And I just urge all of you all to give it a shot. again, as I said, competition is stiff. There's just so many wonderful talents out there, but those of y'all that make it onto the board will truly have a rewarding time. I want to welcome my new board. Who could have asked for a better board than the one elected? It's balanced in all aspects. Gender, we have young and old, so we've got two young leaders who are part of our board. We've got great geographical representation across the globe. We've got a diversity of organizational backgrounds. We've got people from academia, clinicians, we've got people from NGOs. So it's truly a very, very balanced board and reflects the maturity and foresight of our members who continuously return every elections a very, very well and balanced board that helps us to move the agenda of the UICC forward. But this year, it's an appeal to my board members. These are trying times. We every couple of years, every 4 years, have what is known as a strategic review, and the next strategic review is up next year. And given that we'll now have to battle with the corona pandemic, the aftermath of the corona pandemic, plus our real agenda, we need some out-of-the-box thinking. We won't be able to meet face-to-face, at least for the next couple of months. So I'd really need all of y'all, those of y'all who have tuned in here, to be very active, sending suggestions. And it's also an appeal to our members. We would like y'all to be proactive in these trying times. And please, I'd really appreciate if you could reach out to me directly or through the UICC Geneva office with your thoughts on how we can take it forward. When I say these are trying times, it's not only that we are trying to stay safe from the corona, but the economic sanctions have been very, very severe. And at the General Assembly, I shared the outcomes of a poll we did with our members in August of 2020. Only 25% of our members were financially untouched through this pandemic. The worst might still come in 2021. 3% of our members would cease to exist, and the remaining had drops in income as high as 75%. So I think we need to support each other in these trying times and just tide over the crisis as we go ahead getting out of this COVID situation. We'll have to engage with governments because COVID is a crisis. So while we go ahead with our fight against cancer, we'll have to engage with governments, support them as we get out of this pandemic, and not forget that we need to emphasize the special needs for our cancer patients and our advocacy and other programs. Despite that, just the other day, Zainab, another board members of ours from Nigeria, organized and had a very big cancer control program in the state of Kebbi, from where she comes. They launched a new registry program and a cancer control plan in that state. So there are things happening in the cancer space as well. And congratulations to Zainab, our board member, and people from that state for not losing focus on cancer control. I always believe that there's a silver lining to every dark cloud. This pandemic will help us to learn. It will help us to strategize. It will help us to improvise. And probably we'll learn new tricks and tips in our efforts at cancer control. The pandemic has taught us that probably we will have new treatment protocols. As a clinician, we've decreased radiotherapy time. We kind of changed the fractionation. Chemotherapy has become less intensive. Palliation has taken a new dimension. We'll have to see whether we can learn from all that rather than have long, costly protocols. Could we learn and probably have similar outcomes with cost saving and time to the hospital. Screening has come to a stop or a standstill in many, many countries. And maybe we will have a new normal for screening, that our screening could change. We could improvise. Maybe it need not be as intensive, thus probably increasing the number of patients, making it easier for patients who would come into screening programs. We might learn from the kind of teleconsults that we do now. When I worked at the Tata Hospital, we had more than 100 patients coming to us every day. But now maybe half my patients teleconsult me. So maybe we'll have a bigger role for teleconsults and less hospital visits. Our meetings could be hybrid. Some of us could meet. It would avoid the cost of travel for many. The rest could follow us as on a webinar like this today. And I thought it was a great program. We could use digital platforms to stay connected. But I think most importantly, we will drive innovative modes for fundraising and cost savings for treatment of our patients. And I think whichever part of the world you are in, we always grapple with costs. And maybe the silver lining to this entire crisis would be innovative models of raising funds, cost savings in treatment, money that we could use in a better way for cancer control and cancer treatment. As an organization, we at UICC will not lose our focus on cancer control. Our advocacy program will still be strong, and two of the programs that we are going to support in a big way is the WHO Cervical Cancer Elimination Initiative and the e-cigarettes, which now has become a big menace across the globe. So these are two advocacy programs that we are very focused on and we are committed to support. The second major area of our thrust would be to help our members develop skills to improve effectiveness of their own organizations now that times have changed, keep them connected, and get back to convening meetings. And I think that's always been a strength of the UICC, having some great convening meetings, great meetings that we convene in cancer control. We won't lose the large focus on ensuring that countries have a robust national cancer control plan. Registry programs don't flag behind. We're seeing global improvements in the availability of essential medicine and technologies for cancer treatment and care. And another area that we've now been engaging in, Sonali's group, the advocacy team, in raising the profile of the antimicrobial resistance globally to ensure that more antibiotics are developed and available for those that need them. There's a lot more that I could speak, but I know we are running short of time. I've kind of briefly shared my thoughts on the vision that we would like to take at the UICC over the next 2 years. I would once again reiterate that I would love suggestions, not only from my board members who are there, from the young leaders. You all are the guys who think out of the box, and anything that you all feel that could strengthen our cancer control work that we do would be appreciated, and from other member organizations who are today part of this lovely program. I end by congratulating the membership team, James, Muriel, and the entire team. You all have done a wonderful job. I chaired the membership committee in the last 2 years before I became president, so I've been closely interacting with them. These are tough times, and I think you all have done a wonderful job to keep members together, attract new members despite all the hardship, and keep members engaged. And I think today's program is really a testimony to the wonderful work that you all do. It's heartening to see such a wonderful program put together with so many people that have logged in, and more importantly, the enthusiasm and the participation of everybody who's part of this program today. Thank you very much, and the very best to everybody who's on the program today.
Thank you, Anil, and thank you for stressing the silver linings. I'm just checking, I'm conscious about time. Anil, would you have time for just one question, maybe from the young,
sure.
in our interrogators in chief? So I know we set a couple of them, maybe Alexandra Kingsley, if you can just maybe do just one question for Anil very briefly.
Okay. All right. So I'll say first, I would like to, First, I would like to say big congratulations to Omolola, my friend and fellow young leader, and all the UICC nominees. Also, congratulations to the new UICC board. Anil, I can say with great level of confidence that the global cancer community is happy to have you as our new UICC president, especially in these unprecedented times, and looking forward to continued progress in cancer control around the world. So my question is this: how do you think the application of innovative technologies, specifically in machine learning and artificial intelligence, will shape cancer control in the next decade, especially in low and middle income regions of the world?
So I think, firstly, thank you for your congratulations and welcoming me and saying that you're all happy to have me as president. I strive to do the best that I can in these trying times. I think it's a great question that you've asked. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, innovations, technology is really going to change the way we are going to have cancer control. I mean, it's work in development, but I'm very, very sure that it will come in a big way, and we would be able to impact. It'll have impact by taking away the human error, the human element, or it would reinforce what a clinician or a doctor would do. It could probably also decrease costs as we go ahead treating our patients or controlling cancer. It could expand the scope of people who would then be available for cancer care, which is a very big problem in low and middle income countries, given the equity and various other issues. So I truly see it as something coming in a big way. I know there are some very meaningful publications. There's a lot of headway that has been done, but there's still some distance more to go. And I'm optimistic once again that artificial intelligence, machine learning will impact cancer control in the next couple of years. I know I've given a very, very general answer. I have not answered very specifically because it's a huge topic. It's a lecture on its own. But once again, to emphasize, I truly believe there is hope, and it will change the way we deal with cancer in the years to come.
Yeah, thank you very much, and I wish you all the best in your years to come as the UICC president.
Thank you. And as I said before, Kingsley, we need support of each one of y'all, and youngsters like y'all. Please stay in touch with us directly. Send me your suggestions, and maybe we can have y'all involved as well as implement some of your suggestions. I look forward to that.
And I would say this: I can say with 101% confidence that we are going to be interacting with you, myself and other young leaders and alumni. We're going to be interacting with you and supporting you throughout your presidency for success.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. We really appreciate your collaborative approach. I feel really privileged to be part of this UICC community and really look forward to working under your leadership with UICC moving forward. My remarks and questions really refer to your earlier speech. You mentioned that COVID-19 revealed the fractures in our healthcare systems, in our society, and in our business models alike. It's really the time to build back better now, the systems that we work in and we live in, and the organizations after the crisis. In the words of Winston Churchill, never let a good crisis go to waste. So You really mentioned a few things about what building back better for UICC means as an organization. But if it were to point out just one, the first thing you would do in redesigning ways of working for UICC after the COVID-19 era, what would that be? Thank you.
So I think I'm going to take a line or borrow a line from Omolola, who said that she would get inspired by her team. And for us at UICC, I think our strength is in our entire member organizations. So for me, priority number one is to help our organizations heal and get back, because if we have strong organizations, we have a strong UICC. So that would be priority number one for me. Help them come back, support them with the learnings, like if a particular organization is learned and someone else needs help, cross collaboration between organizations, while we don't lose the big focus on cancer control, we continue to support our flagship programs. That doesn't go off the radar. But I think immediately, I told you, except for 25% of our members, 75% have faced some sort of a crisis. So that would be priority number one for me. And I hope the membership team is listening, because you all have your work cut out over the next 6, 8, 10 months. And you can borrow some time from the Congress and Summit guys if they are lightly placed and we have hybrid meetings. But that would be priority number one for me.
Thank you, Anil. And thank you, Alexandra and Kingsley, for the questions. Anil, we won't take any more of your time. And as I have to say, my bow tie pales in confront of your clinical outfit, which is what really bears respect. So thank you for joining us in between your commitment. So I know we're running a little bit behind ourselves, but I just want to ask to stay with us for the last 5 minutes, because we really want to do just one final activity. Obviously, I'd like to thank everybody who's joined us, thank all the finalists and the winners and our board members and young leaders. But we have one final little ask for you. So we like to, well, as Anil said, there is been silver linings, and as Alexandra says, we shouldn't get a crisis go to waste. So there's been lots of learning from this difficult year. So what we'd like to ask you, and I'll tell you how you can tell us, it's what is the biggest lesson that you've taken from this year, which you would like to take in 2021? We are at the end of 2020. As Arab says, we need to look with hope ahead. So we like to end with a message of hope. So there are 2 rules on how you can give us this feedback. So we'll post this question on the chat box, and I'll ask everybody to maybe think a little bit, but write in a concise way in the chat box, what's the biggest lesson from this year which you'd like to take in 2021? But the rule number 2 is that just write it in the chat box. Do not press enter yet. So let's wait that everybody has had a chance to write their answer, and then we're just going to press enter all together. And what will happen, we hopefully will have a cascade of learnings in the chat box of words of hopes and all the things that we've learned. So just take your time to reflect. What is the biggest lesson that you learned in 2020, which will inform your professional life, your personal life in 2021? So while we wait, people writing in the chat box, and do not press enter, hold your fingers. Maybe Muriel, what was your lessons? What have you learned in 2020 about yourself that will really drive you in 2021?
I'd say in our work, especially with the membership team, is really about working and thinking beyond our silos, and then try to leverage that from the different members that are part of our community. As you know, we have so many diverse members, and helping them also to think beyond their own areas of work and collaborate more with other communities that are part of the membership. So I think I would build on that, and the strong sense of community that we've had this year, and hopefully go into 2021 with this very positive outlook. How about you?
That's very inspiring. Well, personally, I've learned a lot, and I'm just making a note. I can see somebody's already posting. I just say, hold your fingers, do not press enter, but it's nice to see that people are writing. Well, I think I've learned, also personally, I've learned that not to lose sight of all things in life that matters to you. Close to the people you love, and you know, that's what I think I've learned in 2020. Really don't lose sight of what's important, what drives you. What Momolola says, always remember why you're doing it and focus on that. So I'm just looking around of those who remain here to see. So if you've wrote your thoughts on the chat box, maybe just put a thumbs up, either digital or not. I can see a few thumbs up here on this page. There's various pages, and many have the video off, so I will assume there are. So I would say, and at the count of 3, I'll ask everybody to press enter, and after that, we just let people look a little bit of all the messages. Yes, do go ahead. I think they're coming through already. So it's we will download the chat, so, and we will share it with you. So at the moment, just take a few moments to scroll up and down onto the chat box and read the various messages that have been written in there. And as I said, we will save the chat and we'll share it with you afterwards. Maybe the communications team can pull it together in a nice way, and everybody can see those messages of hope. And on that note, I'll thanks everybody. Thanks for the participation. It is a joy being part of this community, which, as Anil said, is really, really like a family.
Thank you, everyone. And we'll be sharing the stories of our winners and also our finalists with the broader community. And please do keep updated of our activities. Do not hesitate to reach out to the membership team. Both Julia and Laura are here as well. Feel free to raise your hand and reach out to membership@uicc.org. We'll be happy to guide you to the next activities of UICC. Thank you.
Stay strong, stay safe, and keep up the great work.